start filing in. So now it's Thursday night, and we're transitioning to what we call Beyond Starting Point. And, you know, for new coaches that are coming in, I'm Dr. J.C. Dornick, Integrated Presidential Director. And, you know, the idea, what we just think about it, what we just came off of is part of our, I mean, we're really only doing about 2 hours of support and training a week, you know, besides the stuff you're doing with your clients, your coaches, your support team. And that's Monday nights, we do our leadership call. And the leadership call is really valuable. Sometimes we lose sight of how important the leadership call is, but here's a little statistic. The most successful coaches in the country always check out the leadership call. So, like, you know, sometimes we think, well, I'm going to be different, you know. So the leadership call makes sure that we know everything, you know. You should, if you just simply check out the leadership call, you'll know everything you need to know in the company. A lot of exciting stuff coming. And then Thursday nights, we do Better Together. That fourth component of community, it's happening right now between coaches, but coaches and clients are the same thing. We're all on program, regardless of where you're at, you know, whether you're looking to get in the best shape of your life or you're looking to still lose some weight, we're all on program. So clients and coaches are the same thing. So the idea is that why should we separate the community? Coaches and clients should all be together because we're all clients. That's why we say we're better together. And, you know, one thing I'll say on that before we move forward is, who's benefiting the most from the coach-client relationship? Is it the client or is it the coach? Because what we know for sure is that the secret is that by becoming a coach and helping other people, you become a candidate to be the most successful client. So, you know, think about that. Sometimes we get caught up in helping people. I say we're helping ourselves by becoming a coach, you know. So that makes me realize, and this is kind of a beyond starting point, meaning beyond the start of your coaching experience. That's kind of why I'm looking at my clients sometimes and I'm saying, it's in their best interest to become a coach. You know, business aside, money aside, you know, when somebody starts to pay it forward and help others, you start to tap into some of the things that you were hearing about in Better Together. It becomes bigger than you. And, you know, to teach us to learn twice. So, you know, just think about those things. So the whole idea of Beyond Starting Point as we move into this, and interestingly enough, what we're going to do is we're going to learn the science, art, and philosophy of effective questioning, which will teach you as a coach how to ask the right questions to do what we just did in Better Together, which is get people back on the horse. Or these effective questions are going to be a skill tool, you know, and I recommend that you write these things down tonight, that you're typically hearing on three-way calls from your mentor. But the whole idea is we're going to teach you tonight how to identify, unveil somebody's intrinsic motivation so that when you speak as a coach or you speak about the program that might be fit for them, you're doing it based on their intrinsic motivations. Now, why is that important? Well, look what we just did in Better Together. We just said to help somebody get back on the horse, what we're really doing is helping them identify their intrinsic motivation. So we're going to teach you that tonight. So if you think about a new coach starts, the process is a coach buys their kit, they have a meet and greet with their support team, they start working their contact list, and they start, you know, identifying those people closest to them that they want to help. And in that first month, those first 30 days, it's all based on this video called Starting Point. And if you think about it, Starting Point is really the foundation for everything that we do. So Beyond Starting Point is this idea that there's this space of people that maybe started and for whatever reason didn't get started, right? In their goal to reach that senior coach level, 5 clients and $1,200 in volume into the coach. And there's a big win. There's a cab bonus and all that stuff. But then there's this other group of people that maybe did reach senior coach or even higher, but then all of a sudden, you know, what's next? So Beyond Starting Point is just this little community that we have where we talk about things that are beyond that. So what I want to do tonight is, and I'm gonna lay this out, and then maybe what we can do is kind of role play. So if any of you are struggling with your business, if any of you are trying to build your business and you want it and all that, but you're not making it, I'm going to tell you right now that if you'd like to be somebody that will role play with me, I'm going to actually teach you something, and then I will actually do it with one of you, because it's not like a secret. This works every time. Okay, so the idea of effective questioning is something that I got. If you're a reader, I mean, leaders are readers. This is something that I got from reading a bunch of books. But the number one book that I read was by this guy named Robert Cialdini, and he wrote a book called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. And it's not what it sounds like. What he does is he teaches you how to become what's called a detective of intrinsic motivation. And what that means is when you're speaking to someone, rather than talking to them, you're listening and asking questions that help you find out what they actually care about, right? Their intrinsic motivations. So my intrinsic motivation is to be healthy. It's based on my children, and it's based on me being a good father and things like that. So if you learn how to ask these questions and listen, your whole world is going to change. Let me give you an example. All of the time we hear coaches say, somebody wants to know about program. What should I send them, or what do I say, right? And it's not what we say. It's what they say that's important. So that's why we keep, you'll notice we don't have all these scripts and things to email people, because you can't send somebody something that they're not looking for. And you're taking a risk when you send an open-ended email, because you don't know what they're looking for. I mean, you can assume they want to lose weight and things like that. But I'm going to teach you this skill set of effective questions right now that's going to help you change everything. So now when somebody's interested in the program, or they're struggling or whatever, always work with your team. You can always use this sequence of questions and just have a complete breakthrough. All right, ready? So you got to take out a pen. If you don't write this stuff down, then you're going to have a little jacuzzi experience right now. And like 20 minutes from now, something's going to happen. And you're going to go to that place where you're going to go, I'm failing. Okay, you ready? So the first step, what we said before, is you have to identify what somebody's what is. So the first word you write down is what. So you'll notice on all of your three-way calls with your mentor, it always starts off with, so tell me what's up. What are you looking for? What do you want? Everybody's looking for something. So first thing we have to do is identify what. So think right now, maybe could be in your health, your mind, or your financial. What do you want, right? Because that's the first step. What? So the first question we ask is a what question. Now, the second question, which most people don't talk about, most people that are going on a diet say, I want to lose 50 pounds. Nobody's asking them why, right? And if you say to me, I want to go executive director, I want to make $10,000 a month, or I want to make $500 a month, I'm always going to say, well, why? Right? Because if you don't access that in your brain, and you're not tapping your what to your heart, right? And also, as a coach, as a mentor, if I don't know your heart and I'm just hearing your mind, I mean, how many people have you ever met that say, I want to be a millionaire? And then I go, why? And they're like, right? I mean, it just sounds good, right? I want to be a thin, fit millionaire, right? So after what, we find out why. And that makes people think. It makes people really tap into this different place in their brain, and it connects it with the heart. And they start to say, because of my kids, or I want to feel better. So you heard some of that. You heard that from Stu. You heard that a little bit from Jack. So once we move into that why, and you'll hear this on the three-way calls, now you got something. Now you got something. Now the person is not just looking for a diet, right? They're looking for something that's important to them, which they might not have known if you didn't help them connect their what and their why. So what? Second word, why. Third word is now we have to find out what's missing. What I find so interesting is when a human being says, I want this, right? And then they say, because it's important, and this is what I want, and here's why. All I'm thinking is, well, then why don't you have it? How could you want something and identify why you want it but not have it, right? So the next question is what's missing, right? What's the struggle? Like, I love to ask questions to clients or candidates, say, well, what do you struggle with? Or what's missing? What needs to happen in order to have that? And for all of you coaches, on that three-way call or in that conversation, guess what? When somebody tells you what they want and why, and then they move into what's missing, well, God, all of a sudden, guess what? You know what it is that you potentially can help them with. If you don't know what they struggled with before, you're taking a risk of assuming that this program is right for them. Now, if I find out what's missing, and what are the most common things that people say? I want to lose weight, here's why. And I say, well, what's missing? What do you struggle with? If you tried something in the past, what do they say? I mean, you hear it all the time. Well, I lose weight and I gain it back, right? And then I say, well, why is that? Think about how simple this is. This is called effective questioning. Or they'll say, I parentally lose weight and gain it back because I never learn anything, or I need accountability, I need support. And you're thinking in that third part of this questioning, you're thinking, oh my God, I can't wait to smack them on the head and tell them about how great this program is. Because in your brain, and you're not allowed to yet, but you're starting to say, I can help this person. And you're starting to realize in your brain, this program is perfect for them because of the support, because of the nutritional footprint, because it's not focused on just weight loss. So what, why, what's missing? So powerful. Now, I know at this point, when we get to, if you do the what, why, and what's missing, you are so excited. You go, yeah, I got a live one. I can't wait, right? I got one here. Hey, Ma, I got one. But here's the problem. There's a very powerful part of the communication psychology where they need to know that you're the right person for them. They need to know that you're listening to them. When I'm talking, the best thing that you can do for me is let me know that you heard me and you get me. So the fourth word, I call it review. So what I want to say is Valerie, so let me get this straight. So you want to lose 50 pounds, and you're like, yep. And the reason why, I'm regurgitating what you said, and the reason why is because you want your bowling ball to spin better or whatever, and that's important to you because of this. But what's missing, what your struggle is you're always on the road and you don't have time to eat or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, Valerie looks at me and she goes, yes. Now think about how powerful that is in the questioning. And by the way, guys, anybody can do this. In that moment, you've just, everybody's always asking me, how do I close a client? You can't close people. This is not sales, right? A client signs up in that moment that they know that you're the right person. It's not the program. There's a ton of programs out there. They start when they know that it's going to work. And one of the most powerful ways you can do that is you can say, am I right? And they go, yes. So what, why, what's missing, review. And now we're almost in the touchdown, because in this point now you have the ability to say something like, here's what I think you're going to like about the program. Oh, you know what? I think this program is a good fit for you because. Now, for all of you newer coaches that are worried that you don't know how to explain the thermodynamics of probiotics and nutritional footprint and all that stuff, you don't have to know all that stuff. All you have to know is what you know. That's why we teach you those 4 words. All I know is, right? So when I'm hearing what, why, what's missing, and then I review it, I know what it is about this program that they're going to like more or most. So I say, here's why I think this program's a good fit for you. Here's why. And I just tell them about that. And I'm telling you, it's like the skies open up, because they say, first of all, they're thinking, finally, I met somebody that's listening to me. and I really believe this person's going to help me because I know that they were listening. And based on me knowing that they're listening, and this, I think this program is perfect for me. Guys, when I heard about this program, the reason why I said in my mind it was going to work is because I did not have any time to eat. That was my thing. And it was portable, it was on the go. And I heard that. So that is effective questioning 101. So you'll notice that that happens on the three-way calls. By the way, when I'm talking to health coach candidates, we were talking to a couple of health coach candidates today, me and Jeremy, and they were amazing people. I don't know if they're on here, but just so smart, and they just get it. And they asked me a question: do you have scripts for how to explain this? And it gave me the opportunity to explain what makes us different. And one of the things that makes us different is our script is basically questions, right? We ask people questions. And guys, that's what I love about us so much is we don't sell anybody anything. We actually identify and see if it's a good fit for people, coaching or being on program. So that's why we say we don't tell and sell, we care and share. So that word care, it means we listen. And how do you listen to something? You got to ask a question, right? Or else you're just going to be sitting there looking at somebody. So anyway, first, I guess what I'll say, because I think a little role playing, just so I can show you, does anybody want to raise their hand and take advantage of this opportunity? You'll have a breakthrough. Does anybody want to raise their hand and maybe share something that they're trying to accomplish and they struggle with? Anybody? Man, I was always the guy that raised my hand in these situations. Anybody? Does anybody? All right, well, go ahead, Linda. Perfect. So, guys, let me give you a little example of something. What I just did is I said, does anybody not have what they want? And nobody raised their hand. So one person out of 35 live people on here right now did. I learned a lesson a long time ago. If you have an opportunity, I remember this one time I saw a speaker, and while he was talking, he put a $100 bill on the stage. And nobody did anything. Finally, this one guy out of like 1,000 people ran up and grabbed the $100. And the guy's point was, isn't that funny? Only one of you guys is action oriented. So anyway, Linda, yes. So I'm going to take you through the process. Now, you've been through this process a million times. And the reason why I'm going to do it right now quickly is just to show you, everybody, that even though you know the process, it still works. So Linda, the first question I would have is, I would assume that you raised your hand. You're about to tell me that there's something that you want that you don't have. So what is that? What do you want?
I want to grow my business. I don't like where it's at.
Okay, so we're gonna do some sidebars here. She wants to grow her business, and she's already told me, I'm listening. Everybody listen now. I don't like where it's at. So I heard that, right? She's not happy. She's not happy, right? So anyway, so my next thing is I say, okay, well, who doesn't want to grow their business, right? So that's not zesty enough. So, the next thing I want to know is why. Why is it important to you now, Linda? And why is it important to you to build your business?
I've realized there are things I want in life. I've set some big dreams up for myself. I can picture them in my head, what I want, and it's not where I'm at right now. So I need to do something about it.
Okay, so sidebar. I hear her, but I'm not really sure what she means yet, right? So I just want to teach you that I'm not just flowing through this robotically. So Linda didn't hear that. Okay, Linda, I'm back. So my point is that Linda just kind of told me, you're telling me in a way that you want to build your business because there's things out there that you want that you don't have, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so, but be more specific.
Be more specific. You know what I would like? You know what a big dream of mine is?
Yes.
My huge dream?
What is it?
Okay. My huge dream is to buy a lot of land, very large, one street going down, building wonderful houses for all of my children and my grandchildren, and we have our separate, but we're all together as a family.
So everybody take notice of what just happened. Because I took the time to ask another question. And by the way, she's like in this training listening to this, but does everybody just see how she just like got into what she said? Right? So she just went from saying, well, I'd like to build my business because there's a bunch of things that I want that I don't have. But then I was like, that's not good enough. And now she's like wanting to build a village for her kids, right? Mm-hmm. So what happened is she's just stated another what, right? She hasn't gotten to the why yet. So now I hear she wants to build her business, and I already know it has to do with family. She's like, Stu. So now when I say, Linda, why would you want to do something like that? You're going to tell me, for the sake of time, you're going to tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, that everything you do and everything that gets you out of bed and makes you fight the demons, it has to do with your love for your family. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we could go even deeper than that and find out about her childhood and all that stuff, but we just met.
Yeah,
right?
no, we won't go there.
No, we won't go there. Well, we've already been there. So anyway, I now know what she wants. She said she wants to build her business, and I have a better idea of why she wants to build her business, right? It's not about her, and it's not about making money. It's about her having the ability to do for her family what she wants the most, right? Everybody with me? And this translates. I guarantee if Linda and I were talking about her wanting to finish her program and all that, it would be the same motivation. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what and why? So here's the tough one, Linda. I'm going to give you a second to back out of this. You want to get out of this?
No.
Okay, good. So, because we've been down this road. So what is missing? Why are you not building your business? And more importantly, what needs to happen to build your business?
I'm a little bit afraid I've always had a job, usually 2 or 3 at the same time. They're secure. They offer me the health benefits.
Look at the heads nodding while you're talking. Go ahead.
And I just, that's security to me, is to have that job. If I don't have a job, it just scares me that I'm not going to make enough money to make ends meet and do what I want to do.
I'm a little confused. Are you telling me that the reason why you can't build your business is because you have a job?
It's not because I have a job. It's because I need to make sure that I make enough money doing this that will support me and my family and not have that 9-to-5 regimen. I mean, that's how I was brought up. I've been working since I was 13.
I totally get what you're saying, but I'm not getting the answer to my question. Let me rephrase it.
Okay.
Why are you not building your business?
Because I'm in my own way.
Well, that's a vague way of saying it. But what I'm saying is and by the way, thank you, Linda, for being transparent in front of everybody for the sake of this exercise. But what you're identifying that the reality is that you have this full-time job, which many people do, right? Mm-hmm. And what you're saying is that you need to make enough money with this to cover that, so you feel that security of having a job, right? Mm-hmm. So how are you going to do that? What needs to happen?
Build my business.
Okay, but what needs to happen for you to build your business? So I don't want to go too deep with Linda because we'll have this in private, but is everybody following this sequence? Because it is such a fun conversation piece. And I know all of you want to talk to Linda right now. You all want to ask her questions. I mean, like I can see Tuck wants to help you. Everybody wants to help. But here's the thing, guys. What this sequence of questions, whether it's about someone on program or business, it's flawless. It's flawless if you listen. So now the next phase, for the sake of this, is here's what I say to Linda. And by the way, Linda and I need to have a more in-depth conversation with her mentor, Jonathan. But now at that point, what I'm going to say is, I say, Linda, let me get something straight. Let me just make sure I have this straight. And say, so you want to build your business, right? And the reason why you want to build the business and the drive behind it is you love your family and you'd love to be able to hook your family up with, I don't know, some sort of Disneyland, with a Ferris wheel and some homes for your family. But that's what it is you want to create some financial freedom to maybe step away from that job, have that security, but also do something wonderful for your family. That's probably your mission in life. Am I right?
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, what needs to happen, the vague one is you got to get out of your own way, as you said. But you probably, am I right in saying that you probably just need to get rid of this concept that something is holding you back and you just got to find a way to make it happen?
Yes.
Okay. So we're on the same page, right?
Yeah.
So now look where we just got. Now I have the ability to say something really simple to Linda. I'd say, well, is now that you know what you need to do, right? And that's not an easy to do, to get out of your way and do it anyway. Is that something that is worth contending for? Is that something worth fighting for?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, and is that something that you want some help with?
Yes, I do.
So that's the process. It will work with any single thing. So the reason why, thank you so much for that, Linda. And
you're welcome.
Obviously we'll take that conversation with the team on the side. And thanks for being transparent. But hopefully that was helpful for everybody. So there's another sequence of a scripted yet formulated answer called feel, felt, found. These words are so important. If somebody says, I can't do this because, and you say, I know how you feel because I felt the same way, but what I found is, so I learned those words, feel, felt, found. And these words, I kind of created this flow until I got it cold. I used to just have them in front of me, right? And what, why, what's missing, review, and invite. And here's the cool thing. I'm going to try to show you. I don't know if you can see this here. These are the words. And what's interesting is when Dr. A talks about this thing called ACT, A-C-T. And what it stands for is awaken, connect, and transform. And here's the cool thing about this what, why thing. When you look at what and why and what's missing, what you're doing is you're basically awakening them, right? Just like we did on Better Together. You're inviting them to awaken to what they want and why. And they go, oh my God, right? And this is what's missing. So they're awake now. And then the C for connect is when you say, let me get this straight, and you review it. You connect with them. And they say, he gets me, okay, right? And then at the end is the T for transform, right? That's where we could say, look, everybody, what I'll close is on this. Everything that we want is on the other side of us just making a decision to take responsibility and get it. Everything, physical, mental, financial. Every single one of you is what we say a sleeping giant, and you're all millionaires and you don't know it, and especially with what's going on. So hopefully maybe you can go home and maybe partner up with one of your mentors or, your friends or something like that and go through this process. But I think it'll change your lives. And also now you can feel secure when somebody says, hey, tell me about your program. Just drop that. Well, what are you looking for? Right? And then just start that process. It's so much fun. And by the way, I bet you a lot of you just realized you kind of do this. You just didn't know that there was a science behind it. So thank you. This was fun. A couple of quick reminders. There's this incentive right now, which ends in May. New health coach signs up their first 2 clients in May. $50 goes to them. For those of you that were on the Zoom, and that has to happen in the month of May. For those of you that were on the Zoom the other night, actually last night, we talked about a way of really, really amping up that incentive. If you don't know about that, ask your business mentor. Lois, could you help me? So there's or even, is Teresa Trella on here? Or Paula Martino? Paula, you have an event. Announce your event.
Hi, everybody. It is June 8th And the flyer was posted in Movers and Shapers, and we've also posted it on all of our walls. It's at 7 o'clock at night. It's in Chester, New York. And forgive me, the actual location, it's on the flyer, but it is in Chester, and it is at Betty Cabarro's daughter's place. So we're looking forward to it. We're excited, and it's going to be a trilogy night.
Awesome. And also, I just forgot, we're having an event on the 30th, and that's in Westchester, and that is going to be a big one. That's going to be really fun. We'll do the trilogy night. Look, last thing I'll say is I just had a leadership call today, and I found out what's going to happen at convention. And if you trust anything that I ever say, don't miss convention. Do whatever you have to do. There are coaches that have less than money. They have no money, and they're going to convention, and they're sleeping on floors and doing whatever it takes. Do not miss this convention. Don't think next year. Now is the time, because what's about to happen to all of our lives, I mean, look, our organization is exploding right now. What's about to happen is something that, only comes around once in a lifetime. So please do not sell yourself short. Don't listen to the excuses you have. Get to convention. Love and appreciate you all. Hope you enjoyed this night, and have an amazing life starting tomorrow. Bye-bye.